Hi guys, good morning. This practice is predominantly a breathing practice. It's a practice that I think might be helpful at the moment to strengthen the respiratory system. I've taken a couple of ideas from a lovely doctor from Queen's Hospital that's been posting some suggestions of breath work that might help if you actually have the coronavirus. And I'm just putting a bit of a mindful yoga spin on those practices. So it's not going to be a long practice, but I think it's a practice that's maybe useful at the moment. I understand that what we need to do is breathe into the posterior part of the lungs, breathe in prone position. This helps the recovery. So we're going to do some work on that, a couple of breathing techniques as well. So just begin in a seat that's comfortable for you. It doesn't have to be on the floor, it doesn't have to be cross-legged. You can sit in a chair as long as you're fairly upright, as long as your spine is long. I really want this to be accessible for everybody, not just yoga practitioners. So a comfortable seat that enables you to open your frontal space. So we don't want to be hunched, we want to be nice and tall, and we're just going to center around our breath for a moment. So just bringing awareness to your breathing, lengthening your inhale and lengthening your exhale. So very, very easy. In through the nose and out through the nose. And you can close your eyes here. Sometimes that helps us to center around our breath. Good. Now, extend the breath just a little bit. So if naturally your breath is 2 or 3 seconds in each direction, just take it that little bit further, maybe 3 or 4 seconds, and take another couple of breaths. Really give each phase of your breath a moment of your full attention. Take your inhalation all the way to completion so you feel full. And then equally take the exhalation all the way to completion so that you feel empty. And just do that one more time. Good. The first practice that I would like us to do is a practice that really helps to elongate the exhalation. And in exhaling slowly and keeping the continuity of that exhale even, we fully empty the lungs. So we really help to clear the respiratory system. And it's very, very simple. It's a long inhale through the nose, and then the exhale is through pursed lips. So the exhale is through the mouth, but you narrow the airway a little bit by pursing your lips as if you're exhaling through a straw. Okay, so in that way, we prolong the exhale and we really fully empty the lungs. The exhalation will be much longer than it usually is. So when you're ready, we're just going to do maybe 5 of these, but in your own practices you can do more. So we inhale slowly through the nose, make sure you're sitting well. And then the exhale is through pursed lips. You take it right to the very end. And then again, you inhale through the nose. You exhale through pursed lips. And then again, if you need recovery breath, you take a normal breath. When you're ready, you inhale. And then you exhale again. Again, inhale. Exhale again, slowly, even breath. All the way to completion. One more time. And with those long exhales, we should feel that we release tension from the head, from the neck, from the shoulders, as if it just kind of drains away as we exhale. Sit with it for a moment and notice how you feel. And again, you can extend this practice. You can do 10 or 15 or even 20 cycles of that breath. Good. Tiny bit of movement before we do the next seated practice. So come over and onto your hands and knees. And this will help to mobilize the spine, alternately open the anterior side, the frontal space, and then the posterior side, the back space. And it will maybe help us to release a little bit of tension as well. Of course, if we're tense in the back and the shoulders, it restricts the breath. So we want to open up those spaces. So this is very slow. As you exhale, you round your back. And then hold this shape and inhale. Try and send the breath into your back. And then as you exhale, go the other way. Try not to collapse your back, but rather open your front and stay here for an inhale. And then again, exhale. Stay for the inhale. Exhale. Now I'm going very, very slowly. If you need to go a little bit quicker, you can, but make sure you're breathing fully. Inhale. And then one more time. Exhale. Stay here and inhale. You want to feel that you really splay the back ribs with this inhalation, that you bring expansion and space. And then on your exhale, and inhale again. You can, when you're ready, bring yourself back to seated. So again, on the floor or on a chair is fine. Just make it as comfortable as you can. Lengthen the spine and just again take 1 or 2 centering breaths so you attune to your breathing. Now this practice I've based around the practice that the lovely doctor at Queen's Hospital suggests. We're taking 5 cycles of breath with a clearing breath at the end. So it's a long inhale. I'm going to use about 5 seconds, but you can shorten that if you need to. And then a retention for about the same duration. So you hold the breath in and you hold that fullness, that open space. And then you exhale again slowly. We do that 5 times. On the 5th, it's a clearing breath. Now the doctor suggests a cough so that you fully empty, so that it's quite forceful. I'm suggesting a lion's breath, but either I think would be fine. So the lion's breath is a complete exhale, and you want to feel the contractive quality as you exhale. So you feel that sort of inward, upward of the diaphragm and of the abdominals as they get involved to assist the emptying of your lungs. Okay, so a big inhale here, nice and slow. With retention. And then the exhale. And then again, inhale. Retain. And exhale. Inhale. Hold it in. Exhale. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Good. Last one with a clearing breath. All the way to empty. And inhale. And exhale. So the doctor suggests that we do 2 cycles of this. So one more time for 5 repetitions. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Inhale. Hold it in. Exhale. Inhale. Hold the expansion. Exhale. Inhale. With retention. Exhale. Fifth one. And then a normal breath. And you can sit with that for a moment or two. Notice how you feel. If you feel more open, if your breathing feels clearer. My idea is to practice this certainly while you're well, and then should we become unwell, continue the practice to keep the respiratory system as open as we can. The other thing that I understand is really valuable is to breathe in prone position. So that's simply laying on your belly. Scoot that off to the side. You might want here 1 or 2 blankets or a pillow so that you've got a bit of support. And it's just very simply coming onto your belly. It's maybe good to wiggle out a little bit. You might want to sphinx for a moment, just pull the legs back, wiggle the hips away from the ribs, draw the ribs forward as you lay down so your body is long, and maybe turn your head to one side or support your forehead in a way that feels comfortable for you. And then the focus is on breathing into your back. So these are big inhales. And again, long exhales. And you should feel, as you breathe here, that the back waist opens in response to the breath, to the inhale, that the back ribs open. You'll feel opening up towards your upper back, between your shoulder blades as well. If you have your head turned to one side, maybe keep the balance by switching the side from time to time. So keep the breath here mindful. Breathe fully into your back and try and exhale fully to empty as well. Remembering to keep the balance between the two sides of your neck, so alternate side to side. So take another few breaths there. And doing this for a few minutes a day would be beneficial. Certainly if you think that you maybe do have the virus, really keep this space open. We have more lung space in the back than we have in the front, and we underuse this space. So really try and focus on opening up this posterior space. The last thing that I'm going to suggest is some breathing in child's pose or over pillows or bolster. I'll show you both. So in child's pose, we sit back on the heels, we drop the forehead down. So you can see that this position helps me to open my back space. My spine is in a mild flexion, and my back ribs are already open, so I can really bring my attention to breathing into that posterior space again, into the back of my waist, into my back ribs. Also here, you can focus on breathing into the lateral space, the side ribs. So the important thing is that you really give your breath your full attention. Keep yourself centered. And really breathe into any tight spots that you're feeling. So you release the tension and then you allow that space to expand. You want to take a few breaths there. I realise certainly that if you don't practice yoga, or maybe even if you do, this position might not be easy. So I'm going to give you an alternative. Again, you'll want blankets or a pillow, and a bolster or maybe several pillows or a rolled up duvet, something that gives you a bit of support here. And you can just lay yourself out over that support. Okay, so the head drops off the front end, the legs drop off the back end. You can rest your head down. I'm going to hold my head up so you can hear me, but you'll rest your head down. And you'll feel here that it just gives you a little bit more opening again into your back. Taking your arms up higher will help you to open up a little bit more into your rib space, but make sure it's comfortable for your shoulders. Settle into the posture, and again, focus on breathing into your back. So really long, spacious inhales and really long, complete exhales. All of this I've done fairly quickly just to condense the practice a bit. But you can stay for longer, certainly, in all of these practices. Each of the breathing practices you could extend. You could certainly extend the prone breathing. It's very restorative. And all of this breathing will help us to center ourselves and maybe let go of a little bit of our stress and tension and worry. So there's certainly no harm in it, and hopefully it will do us some good as well. So thank you for joining me with this. Feel free to share these ideas. Namaste.